This is what such countless individuals don't comprehend. A major piece of the disarray and disgrace for kid casualties is that the consideration and the temptation from the hunter, who is presumably going to be someone you realize Winfrey binds to dealing through sentenced murder John for God, is currently serving 19 years in jail for 4 ladies. He is confronting extra cases connected with a few sex violations. You're 7 years of age. And somebody is stroking your it feels better prepare for some stunning disclosures, people, on the grounds that the ugly truth is out in the open in a dangerous development diversion. Big shot Tyler Perry has as of late revealed insight into what truly happens in the background of the Dearest syndicated program. Sovereign Oprah Winfrey, prepare yourselves as we dig into the mystery and shameful twofold existence of the media symbol that has stayed stowed away from according to the general population as of not long ago. So we should get directly into it. Oprah Winfrey, an American moderator, TV maker, entertainer, writer, and donor, has been an unmistakable figure in media outlets for quite a long time. While she is commonly known for her effective TV program, the Oprah Winfrey Show, her vocation in TV, has not been without contention. And tattle, one notorious occurrence that turned into a web sensation, included Mary-Kate. At Ashley Olsen's meeting on the Oprah Winfrey Show, There's Another Room, was as of late surfaced, has profoundly vexed you, right gracious. You know, the one about eating the class, created a ruckus because of Oprah's obtuse line of addressing. In regards to the twins' weight, it was no mysterious that Mary-Kate and Ashley had battled with their weight previously, and during the meeting, Oprah chose to pose obtrusive inquiries that obviously made them awkward. The episode ignited shock, with many condemning Oprah for her harshness and absence of compassion. Another occasion that caused a commotion and produced tattle was the foundation of Oprah's school in South Africa. In 2007, Oprah opened the Administration Institute for Young Ladies, enlivened by Nelson Mandela, and her guarantee to him, much to anyone's dismay, that this adventure would turn into a hop of discussion, working up murmurs and distrust from the very beginning. When news broke about Oprah's aggressive task, the South African government burned through no time in communicating their scorn. They censured the excessive expense of the school and scrutinized its significance in a nation tormented by destitution. However, did Oprah let that deflect her? No way. With a demeanor of gaudiness and a bit of presumption, she moved forward, making an impressive organization that flaunted sumptuous salons and extreme exercise centers. And that is the point at which the paranoid fears started to take flight. Murmurs spread like quickly, with many recommending that the rich school filled in as a front for something a lot more obscure: illegal exploitation. The plushness and lavishness caused a stir and powered doubts that honest little youngsters were being prepped for an existence of double dealing, while no substantial proof at any point surfaced to help these outrageous cases. It's difficult to reject that the murmurs added a layer of interest and doubt to the all-around disputable foundation. Yet it didn't stop there. Embarrassments and debates before long tormented the establishment, uncovering a dull and undesirable underside that Oprah had contended energetically to keep stowed away. One stunning episode included a representative named Virginia, whose job required over supervising the dorms. It was found that she had participated in exceptionally improper lead, with not one yet different understudies between the ages of 13 and 15. Might you at any point envision the shock and loathsomeness that moved throughout the country when this shocking disclosure became visible? These weak youngsters, handpicked by Oprah herself, succumbed to the very individual depended with their consideration. It was a color on Oprah's standing and an upsetting impression of the Institute's internal functions. Frantic to rescue her picture and safeguard the brand she had fabricated, Oprah plunged in with a group of examiners to uncover reality. 6 fearless young ladies approached, gathering the boldness to share their horrendous encounters. At this point, to the disappointment of numerous Virginians, was incredibly found not guilty, leaving the public scrutinizing the reasonableness and viability of the equity framework The embarrassment arrived at new levels, projecting uncertainty on the validity of Oprah's endeavor, as well as on the honesty of the whole South African school system. Yet the murkiness didn't disperse with Virginia's outrage. Under 2 years after the fact, one more debate emitted inside the walls of Oprah's Institute. Upsetting disclosures arose, revealing insight into a culture of brutality and terrorizing among the understudies. It was uncovered that a 15-year-old young lady had been compelling casualties into quiet constraining them not to report the actual quarrels to their folks or specialists. Amazingly, 7 understudies were suspended for their contribution in threatening way of behaving and improper demonstrations. A letter are shipped off one parent. Definite allegations of cozy actual contact, provocation, harassing, and trickery, regardless of Oprah's endeavors to resolve these issues. It appeared to be that the issues were profoundly imbued inside the foundation's very establishment. Beside the school contentions, Oprah's relationship with dubious figures have additionally filled tattle. And analysis, one such affiliation is her fellowship with Harvey Weinstein, the shamed filmmaker who confronted various paper and badgering charges in spite of Weinstein's well-established standing as a hunter. Oprah kept a cozy relationship with him. Hypothesis emerged that she might have even urged entertainers to work with him, prompting allegations of her complicity in the supposed wrongdoing. These claims clashed with Oprah's public persona as a boss of ladies' strengthening and an ally of the #MeToo development. Some contended that her relationship with Weinstein exhibited a twofold norm in her treatment of blamed individual objectives. Assuming that you think you've heard the most obviously terrible, support yourselves for the stunning truth behind, quite possibly, of Oprah's most famous move, her choice to highlight oneself, broadcast a healer and criminal expert John of God on her show. Picture this: a Brazilian healer who professes to have otherworldly abilities and utilizations them to purportedly mend individuals. Seems like something out of a Hollywood film, right? Well, for this situation, reality ended up being considerably more odd than fiction. John of God, as he came to be known, dealt with a recuperating office in Brazil, where weak people looked for comfort and otherworldly direction, much to their dismay. That the man they were entrusting their prosperity to had a dull and evil side. It wasn't well before reality, with regards to John of God's crimes, became known. Reports of exposition and misuse started to arise, laying out a chilling representation of a man who boldly made the most of the individuals who looked for his assistance. One specific occurrence sent shockwaves through the public. A lady who had visited John of God community for mending wound up exposed to the most egregious demonstration possible during a confidential conference. Sufficiently, it's to cause your hair to stand on end. Simply mulling over everything except what's genuinely staggering is the job that Oprah played in catapulting John of God into the spotlight by highlighting him on her show. She presented to him a stamp of authenticity, giving him admittance to a more extensive crowd, and coincidentally embracing his criminal conduct. It's practically unfathomable that somebody really powerful and regarded so ignorant concerning the real essence of this imposter. Was it naivety or a determined move? Simply those conscious of the inward operations of Oprah's reality can genuinely realize this eyebrow-raising episode occurred back in 2010 during one of Oprah's eye-catching fragments named. Do you put stock in wonders? Little did her crowd had any idea that the marvel they were going to witness was the ascent of a criminal, all the while assuming a pretense of an otherworldly healer. It's a demonstration of Oprah's unmatched capacity to enrapture and influence her watchers that she figured out how to give John of God a stage, notwithstanding the unspeakable demonstrations he would later be blamed for. At any rate, while Oprah endeavored to rescue her standing by communicating compassion towards the courageous ladies who approached with claims against John of God, plainly her contribution had previously made a permanent imprint. The harm had been finished, and the vile association among Oprah and this criminal healer would everlastingly be carved in the chronicles of shocking history. In the meantime, amidst the embarrassment encompassing Oprah Winfrey, it seems like Tyler Perry is taking actions to reduce most, if not all, connection with his long-term partner. The grapevine is humming with theory about whether Tyler Perry might have been impacted or even guided by Oprah, which could make sense of his own series of discussions and embarrassments. While Tyler endeavors to disassociate himself from the charges whirling around Oprah, he has confronted his reasonable part of outrages, all through his vacation murmurs in the business. Recommend a scope of allegations from constraining entertainers into tolerating gay jobs, despite their desire to the contrary, to supposed occasions of unfortunate working circumstances on his creations. These eyebrow-raising contentions have driven some to scrutinize Perry's moral guidelines and his therapy of the cast and team associated with his ventures. One specific episode that caused a commotion was the Monique embarrassment. The gifted entertainer made that big appearance and openly reprimanded both Tyler Perry and Oprah for offering her a lowball contract during exchanges for a movie. The dramatization unfurled during Monique's satire unique at Harlem's Apollo Theater in New York, where she blamed Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey, blaming them for closing her out of Hollywood and disrupting her possibilities getting further work after her extraordinary execution in the 2009 movie Valuable. As per Monique, Perry and Oprah supposedly propagated the thought that she was challenging to work with harming her expert.